barbecues around the globe. A friend said to me the other day, you know, it'd be a good idea, you should do something for Oktoberfest. I said, yes, because we Brits love celebrating all things Germanic. So, here we go. We do pork chops with a reverse sear, an apple sauce, the classic German rotting cabbage, and some potatoes as well. So it's going to be really good, I promise. Okay, let's get on with it. I've got most of the coals well lit. I'm going to pull them across the near side here. They're all evened out. About half of the Weber kettle is got coals on it. Put in old Gertrude the griller queue, the one that's done a few miles. Okay, so now about half the fire is coals, half of it unlit. Put on the lid. Okay, so job number one, we'll start with the potatoes. I've got the coals going. While those coals are going, get the potatoes ready. Alright, so Germans make lots of fabulous potatoes, so here we've got some English new potatoes that I've parboiled, put them in for just a few minutes. Took them out, put them in this container, add some olive oil, because now they're slightly cooked, I want to finish them off on the fire. Sprinkling of nice salt. Then some freshly grated horseradish. Germans obviously make some lovely horseradish, so here we've got some English horseradish. Put the lid on, give it a good shake. What that does is it just sort of breaks up the edge of the potato to give it and obviously coats everything, so you can now got a bit more sort of fluff on the edge of the potato. Alright, then put them in a metal tray. Metal tray. And on they go, okay? Horseradish, olive oil, salt, and parboiled new potatoes. Let's get those underway. Now to that, I'm just going to put the potatoes in the tray over the lit side, put the lid on, and let it come to temperature. So next up, apple sauce. Germans have lots of fabulous apples, so here we're using an English apple, just a full flavoured one, like a Granny Smith or something like that. Okay, in goes the juice of half a lemon, pureed applesauce, just to kind of give it some thickness, but then that sliced up apple is going to give some texture. Obviously there's lots of fabulous German honeys out there. Here's an English honey. Let's put that on. Give it a quick stir up. Some more of the fresh horseradish. Seems like an odd thing to put in, but it'll give it just a little bit of heat. It just livens it right up. Okay. Just give it a stir, pop in the microwave for a couple of minutes. It'll be great. Okay, next up the pork chops. Fire's going well. Potatoes are just looking lovely. Had them dry. Okay. There's plenty of room for two quite large pork chops to go in under indirect heat. What you can see with the griller queue using that half and half situation is that we've got plenty of room, two large butterflied pork chops to fit on the space while those potatoes continue to essentially fry over the lit coal side. Let's let it go. Okay, this is going to be really very simple glaze, honey mustard glaze. Now, Germans always make a very good mustard, and you can always tell they're good mustards because they come with a handle. So today we'll use English mustard. This is, now for those of you that think the English don't eat anything spicy, I challenge you to eat a teaspoon of this. It is not like French's mustard, it is a very potent mustard. So we can use 2 teaspoons of this mustard. 1, and it'll give a gorgeous full flavour when it's in. 2 to 1 of honey to mustard, or 4 to 2. So we can do 1 for Hurst, 1 for Peters, another 1 for Hurst. That one was definitely in, and then final 1 for Hurst. Usually after the third one you kind of think it's all over, but with the fourth you know it is now. Alright, mix those up. So to that I'm going to add a good sprinkling of allspice and the juice of half a lemon. Simple as that. Just give it a good mix. The allspice will taste lovely with the apple sauce. That very sort of fruitiness will go very well with the pork, and that mustard flavour won't be overpowering, but it'll definitely be there. It'll give a little bit of heat and a little bit of kick. As I say, English mustard, much stronger than one might expect. Okay, it's been about 10-15 minutes. The internal temperature on the pork is about 115. It's ready for a sear. So this is the beautiful thing about the griller cube. You've got so much room. Just pull them across, stick them over the hot coals, start the sear. So they're down on one side for 1. Okay, after about 30, 35, 40 seconds, I'm going to give them a flip. We'll call this flip, I don't know, Owen. Okay, another 35 seconds, we'll give them another flip. We'll call this flip Gerard. Absolute blinder. 35, 40 seconds. The old idea is we're just getting starting to get that even sear. You're already starting to see the skin crisp up. Looking good. Okay. We'll call that flip, I don't know, Owen. Okay, before we get to the next Owen, I'm just going to add some of this glaze. I didn't add it right at the start because I didn't want it to burn. So, putting that on, dripping it on, and then using the brush. Get it onto the meat. A few more seconds and we'll flip. Okay, time for the next Owen flip. There we are. Oh, look at them, starting to look great, aren't they? Here we go. A little bit more of the mustard sauce. So I didn't want to put this on too early because of the honey content, the sugars, keeping them from burning. Okay, so I'm just opening them up to get some decent crisp crackling on the little bits of fat on the bottom. As you can see, it's looking fabulous. We're calling this flip the Hesky because I don't think anybody expected it. Okay, these guys got lovely colour. We're aiming for 145, 146, 147, right at the centre. That is going to be a beautiful chop. So, the cabbage. Here it is, sauerkraut. It's a fermented cabbage that's created by shredding the cabbage and then using a naturally occurring bacteria on the cabbage leaf that when it's submerged, it starts a fermenting process, essentially preserving the cabbage. So I've got to admit, you know, when it comes down to it, a combination of cabbage and cars, there's really only one nation to go to, and that's Korea. Okay. Korean fermented cabbage is going to be brighter, it's a larger leaf, I think it's going to be a better texture on the plate, plus it's got the chili, it's got that sourness that's going to complement or at least contrast with the sugar that's in the honey that's on top of the pork. It's going to add a bit of brightness to the plate, because otherwise you're looking at a plate that's white pork, white potatoes, white apple sauce, and then white sauerkraut. Now I've added a bit of red, I've added some colour in the new potatoes. I think it's just going to make for a much more appetising looking plate. Plus, it's a bit more fun. Okay, kimchi, fermented cabbage, Korean style. Enjoy. So, finally, if there's one area that the Germans really pride themselves in, it's their beer. Undoubtedly very, very good. It'll go beautifully with this pork chop. So, Skål.